Hello everyone. Today I will explain data link layer. Contents: introduction of data link layer. Within this we will see concepts of links and nodes, services provided by the data link layer. Data link layer defines two categories of links, that is one point-to-point and broadcast links, and lastly two sublayers of data link layer. One is data link control and media access control. Next we will see link layer addressing and address resolution protocol. Communication at the data link layer is node to node. A data unit from one point in the internet need to pass through many networks to reach another point. These LANs and WANs are connected by routers. We need to refer end host and routers as nodes and the networks in between as links. Figure in next slide is a simple representation of links and nodes when the path of the data unit is only 6 nodes. This is the figure. We can see here first node as a source host and last node as destination host. The other 4 nodes are routers. The first, third and fifth links represents the LANs. The second and fourth link represents 2 WANs. In TCP/IP protocol suite, every lower layer provides a service to the upper layer. The data link layer is located between the physical and network layer. The data link layer provides service to network layer and it receives service from physical layer. At data link layer, it's a node-to-node communication. When a packet is traveling in the internet, the data link layer of a node is responsible for delivering a datagram to the next node in the path. Data link layer encapsulates the packet received from the network and converts into a frame and sends through the physical layer. When it received at the receiver node, again it will decapsulate and sends a packet to the network layer. Below figure shows communication with only 3 nodes. The intermediate node is a router. In data link layer, a source host needs only to encapsulate. The data link layer of a destination host needs to decapsulate, but each intermediate nodes needs to both encapsulate and decapsulate. We may have a doubt why intermediate node required both encapsulation and decapsulation, because each link may be using a different protocol with different frame format. Even if one link and the next are using the same protocol, encapsulation and decapsulation are needed because the link layer addresses are normally different, and as router is connecting 2 different networks. Assume a person needs to travel from one home to another his friend's home in another city. A traveler can use 3 transportation tools. They can take a taxi to go to train station in one city, then travel to another city train station. From there they can take a taxi to go home. Here we have a source node, a destination node and 2 intermediate nodes. The traveler needs to get into a taxi at the source node, get out of a taxi and get into a train at the first intermediate node, get out of a train and get into another taxi at the second intermediate node, and finally get out of a taxi when they arrive at the destination. A kind of encapsulation occurs at the source node, encapsulation and decapsulation occur at the intermediate nodes, and decapsulation occurs at the destination node. The figure shows the encapsulation and decapsulation at a data link layer. We have assumed that we have only one router between the source and the destination. The datagram received by data link layer of the source host is encapsulated in a frame. The frame is logically transported from source host to a router. The frame is decapsulated at a data link layer of the router and encapsulated at another frame. The new frame is logically transported from a router to the destination node. In communication, nodes are physically connected by a transmission media such as cable or air. We need to remember that data link layer controls how the medium is used. We can have a data link layer that uses the whole capacity of the medium, or we can also have a data link layer that uses only a part of capacity of the link. In other words, we can have a point-to-point link or a broadcast link. Point-to-point link means dedicated link is provided between 2 devices. In broadcast, the multiple devices sharing a link. For example, when 2 friends use a traditional home phones to chat, it is point-to-point link. When 2 same friends uses their cellular phones, they are using a broadcast link. For better understanding the functionality of and the service provided by the data link layer divided into two sub-layers. One is data link control and another is media access control. The data link layer provides functionalities such as framing, flow control, error control, and congestion control. So in next chapter, we will learn these functionalities. Data link layer, also known as layer 2, starts moving towards more logical concepts versus the physical layer below it. These concepts includes identifying individual system on a network based on some form of addressing scheme, definition of how packets of data should be formed for network communication, and how the integrity of communication should be maintained through the error corrections routines. Data link layer has two sublayers. One is logical link control, also called as data link control, and media access control. The media access control sublayer is the interface between the physical layer and DLC. At this sublayer, every device is assigned an address. In today's common use, we call it as MAC address. On any given network, each device must have a unique MAC address, that is physical address, that can be a factory set when the device is manufactured or set manually. The data link control or the logical link control closest to the network layer. The LLC header will contain the protocol stack of the packet. For example, if you are on TCP IP network and request access to resource, the logical link control sublayer will identify that network layer protocol being used is IP. The data link control or a logical link control sublayer deals with all the issues common to both point-to-point and broadcast links. The media access control sublayer deals only with specific to a broadcast links. Next point we discuss in data link layer is the link layer addresses. IP address as an identifier at the network layer that define the exact points in the internet where the source and destination host are connected. However, in a connectionless internet network such as internet, we can't make a datagram reach its destination using only IP address. The reason is that each datagram in the internet from the same source host to same destination host may take a different path. The source and the destination IP address define the two ends but can't define which links the datagram should pass through. We need to remember that IP address in a datagram should not be changed. If the destination IP address in the datagram changes, the packet never reach its destination. Because when a person can move from one network to another network while talking, if that connected to internet and IP address will changes. That time when source sends a packet, it may not reach a destination. If the source IP address in a datagram changes, the destination host or a router can never communicate with the source if a response needs to be sent back. To resolve this problem, another addressing mechanism is required. That is link layer address mechanism. Here, this address also called as physical address or a MAC address. IP address and the link layer address in a small internet we will show with this diagram. Here we can see two devices communicating, that is Alice and Bob. Alice is a source and Bob is a destination. For each host we have shown two addresses, IP address as N and the link layer address as L. Router has many pairs of addresses as the number of links to the router is connected. We have shown three frames, one in each link. Each frame carries the same datagram with the same source and destination address. We can see N1 and N8. But the link layer address of the frame changes from the link to link. In link 1, the link layer addresses are L1 and L2. In link 2, it's L4 and L5, and link 3 it is L7 and L8. We can see IP addresses and the link layer addresses are not in the same order. IP addresses, the source addresses comes before the destination addresses. For link layer addresses, the destination addresses come before the source. The datagrams and frames are designed in such a way. Here, Alice, you can say source, may not know the destination link layer address. That it can be found using address resolution protocol, which we will study in next session. Some link layer protocols define three types of addresses: unicast, multicast, and broadcast. Unicast address. Each host or each interface of a router is assigned to a unicast address. Unicasting means one-to-one communication. A frame with a unicast address destination is destined only for one entity in the link. The unicast link layer addresses in the most common LAN, Ethernet, are 48 bits that are represented as 12 hexadecimal digits separated by colons. For example, the following is the link layer address of a computer. The second digit needs to be an odd number in this address. Multicast address. Some link layer protocols define multicast addresses. Multicasting means one-to-many communication. The multicast link layer addresses is most common in LAN and Ethernet and are 48 bits that are represented as 12 hexadecimal digits separated by colon. The second digit, however, needs to be an even number in hexadecimal. Broadcast address. Some link layer protocol defines broadcast address. Broadcasting means one-to-all communication. A frame with a destination broadcast address is sent to all entities in the link. It is also most common in LAN and Ethernet, and same as it is 48 bits, all ones that are represented as 12 hexadecimal digits separated by colon. The following is broadcast address. In next session, we will see address resolution protocol.